And welcome back to Tower Talk Business Radio, powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm your host, Donyshia Boston-Hill, along with Ray Schwetz. And our guest today is Robin Devonish, a.k.a. the Self-Publishing Maven.
Now, we were wondering you're working with a lot of people on, what they're doing and how they can kind of, publish that, how they can get that out to people. And, we've spoken with guests who have, made their own books and been successful. And that's definitely an ingredient that we're seeing. It helps kind of, put them in a place where they're considered an expert in their field. And I think that's pretty fantastic. How do you help people with getting that from, an idea to actually making it happen financially? Because I imagine that's got to be a tough part.
Okay. That's a big question.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think of a simple way that I can answer that.
Yes.
Well, of course, with self-publishing, there definitely, there is a cost. However, what I aim to do is try to make sure that you produce the best quality product and not have to spend tens of thousands of dollars. Now, there are companies out there where you have to pay $10,000 just to produce one book in terms of self-publishing. But I've found ways that you can kind of do some of the things that they do for you, because basically they're charging you to do some of the things you could do for yourself. Mm-hmm. So what I try to do is teach and educate on what they can do. That way, if they decide that they want to write additional books, that they don't necessarily need me because they've already received the education on what they have to do. So I try to be an educational person within that publishing process, but you still have to pay something. And in that, of course, there are flexible costs, and then there are fixed costs, like for copywriting or getting your ISBN number. Those are fixed costs. That's what they cost. You can't, haggle that. But in terms of budgeting, I usually say to, authors that the bulk of your budget is going to go to the editing, because that's the most important part, because, you're having people read it, and you can get, you'll have some flexibility in reference to your book cover and the price of that, but the bulk of your money is going to go to the editing. And marketing, there are some things that you could do that are low cost, that are no cost. And also I talk about the importance of building a tribe, that you shouldn't try to, publish your book on your own, meaning that you should have a team of people that can support you in the process, that can be readers for you in terms of the editing, to help with the editing, that, can, give you some creative feedback and things like that. And so long as you have a group of people with you that can support you, and you understand the flexible and the fixed cost, then you can produce a quality product and not break the bank.
No, thank you for sharing that information. I'm a true believer that networking and having a major network, especially in these, entrepreneurial endeavors, really helps. So, Robin, just curious, what's one book that has made a lasting impression on you?
You're talking about in reference to my clients or just personally?
Either. Or both.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say let's hear both.
Well, one of the books that actually made a great impact for me is called The 1 Minute Millionaire by Victor Hansen, I believe his name is. And what I especially like about the book is that it's what's called the upside down book. And so there's the page, you'll read the book and you'll read everything to the right. So everything on the right page is the information proceeding from the previous right page. And so that's the story part of the book. And then the left side of the book is the application part of the book. And it's a combination of a great story and also teaching you how to execute what you just read in the story. And so that book definitely, has touched me. It's a book that I go back to read, because I just believe that it's just a great book. It's a great book and something that you can definitely learn from over and over again. And for my clients, oh boy, okay, let's see. Okay, so I will say for my clients, the books that have touched me the most is I worked with a group of ladies from Philadelphia, and they did an anthology called the Pink Sister Chronicles. And so basically, the Pink Sister Chronicles are these group of breast cancer survivors, and they are sharing their story from the time that they were told that they, that they had breast cancer, and just the whole journey that which they've gone through. And so, helping them to be able to tell that story, helping them to become authors, just us supporting each other and loving on each other, because we have this common thing of being told that we have breast cancer. I would say that book has probably, because it's been more than one, actually they're on their third book now, that's touched me a lot.
Now, what's one piece of advice? We thank you for sharing that. You spoke about struggle and life lessons. What's one piece of advice you would give your younger self?
It's time machine time.
Back to the future here.
Don't let people tell you what your future is going to be. You have the power to dictate what it's going to be. I think I wasted a lot of time because I was told a lot of, different things, because, I struggled with reading and different things like that. And so that, kind of pushed me back a little further. But if I wouldn't have listened and just listened to my mom, who told me that I was going to do great things, and not listen to those negative voices, I feel like I would have been in a different place earlier.
Yeah, I agree. Just push the negative out and just listen to the people who are trying to lift you up. I agree entirely. You are listening to Tower Talk Business Radio on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Ray Schwetz, along with Donyshia Boston-Hill, and our guest today is Robin Devonish, a.k.a. the Self-Publishing Maven.
So, Robin, we're going to get into a few lightning questions. So, we got to be fast on the reply. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. What's your favorite app?
PayPal.
How do you celebrate wins?
I eat Talenti ice cream.
And if your life was a movie, what would the title be, and who would play you?
Busy, and who would play me? I don't know. Jada Pinkett? I don't know.
What's one thing you can't live without?
God.
Who do you admire the most in business, and why?
My mentor, Lucinda Cross. She has an amazing story of triumph.
Describe yourself in one word.
Loyal.
What are you known for?
Loyalty.
And what motivates you?
When I'm able to motivate others.
Love it.
We do. We love
Very
it.
cool.
We thank you for playing our little lightning round here.
Now, do you do fiction as well as nonfiction?
Yes, both. Mm-hmm.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Are there any fiction authors that you've worked with who have gone on to different things? I'm a big sci-fi and horror reader, so I'll have to look for some of your clients that have gotten into that.
Well, I don't have any sci-fi and horror. I do have one fantasy author. I do have one fantasy, yes.
Oh, very cool. All right, so I'll have to look for
And what
him
type
or
of
her.
fantasy do they share?
Actually,
That's a different genre she's thinking about.
No. He's a fantasy author, a different world that's ran by animals.
Oh.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little Harry Potter-ish.
Yes.
Okay.
I like it.
Thank you for clarifying the fantasies.
No problem.
And what about graphic novels? Such, comic books.
No, I don't have any.
Okay.
I do have a couple of children's books, though.
Very nice.
With the success of Wakanda, do you think there's going to be more of those type of ethnic superhero stories coming out?
Absolutely. Long time coming.
Yes. Well, and I'm a big avid reader of those, and I have to tell you that there is a lot of independent books, and that's why I support fully what you're doing. There's a lot of independent books that are out there that are just phenomenal, and they don't have to follow the same rules as some of the big boys. Mm-hmm. So they're very exciting to read. So what's the most exciting business book that you've ever read? And I'm sure there's been a lot.
The 1 Minute Millionaire.
The 1 million. Well, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You're sticking with that one.
Yes, I really love that book. I really do. Mm-hmm.
So who's your favorite business icon? You know, you hear people say Warren Buffett, Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry. Who speaks to you?
Well, to be honest, who speaks to me is Sean P. Diddy Combs.
Okay.
Even though, I came up in that era of him, even though he started out in rap, just how he's been able to reinvent himself with the clothing line, with, just his work ethic to me is phenomenal. So, of course, some people may not agree with him as a person, but just in terms of his business mind and how he reinvents himself, I definitely admire him.
Yeah, his reinvention is like Madonna.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
And now Britney Spears.
And now Britney Spears.
To some degree, anyway. Now, tell us a little bit about some of your...
Yeah.
Tell me about some of your coaching experiences. Have you done that? Obviously you've done that one-on-one, but have you done speaking engagements and that sort of thing?
Well, yes, I do periodically, talk to people about books. Sometimes I have events. Actually, I have an event coming up for authors next month. And I also moonlight as an MC. People hire me to come and MC their event.
Very cool.
So in that, I get the opportunity to do some coaching from the stage, about life and about telling your story and me telling my story, because I am a storyteller as well.
I think that touches us all. I really do. And I think that's the thing that appeals to me about what you're doing, is that you're helping other people tell their stories like you told yours, which is pretty fantastic. Now, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, when did you know you can turn this publishing venture into a business?
Mm-hmm.
When I was teaching these classes for free, I had a gentleman that came to one of my free classes and just really encouraged me and told me that I should do it, because I really didn't think about it. I just was doing it for the purpose of, I didn't want people to go through what I went through. I didn't want them to have to pay a whole bunch of money. I had to pay a lot of money because I made up a lot of mistakes. And so I didn't want that for anyone else. So I just taught the classes for free. It was just strictly from my heart at that point. It still is from my heart, but now it turned into a business because someone brought that to my attention that that's maybe what I should do.
Yep. Yeah. I agree. And then, you know what? At the end of the day, it all comes down to your favorite app, which is PayPal. You got to we all have to live our lives. So tell us along those lines, where can our listeners find you?
You can go to my website, robinedevonish.com. That's ROBINEDEV as in Victor, ONISH.com.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Robin. That's excellent. And we'd like to thank you for being our guest today. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
We appreciate you, Robin. And, I like to leave with everyone with DB's philosophy. Today is really basic. Achieve your dream.
And that she did. We want to thank you for being with us. My name is Ray Schwetz, along with Donyshia Boston-Hill, your co-host and producers. The creative director of Tower Talk Business Radio is Rudy Breedy. This is an NCC Foundation Business Leaders Council production. Visit ncc.edu/WHPC for more information. Available on iHeartRadio as a podcast on iTunes, Android Podcasts, and Spreaker. This has been Tower Talk Business Radio, powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. We'll talk with you next week.